Hi, everybody. It's Craig and Arun back with your NBA Tuesday, December 2nd. All slate of games today, 6 of them to be exact. And we're going to have, if you've been following us, every game every day in the NBA. So make sure you like and subscribe both this video and all the other content we do here daily. So make sure you tell everybody, including YouTube, that you like our content. Also, don't forget, if you want to get in our top plays, it's very, very simple. We've got a couple deals for you. First and foremost, we've got a new promo code that's good all the way through next Monday, 10% off code present10. Now, this is good on everything but the 2-for-1 football pass that we do. So you can use it on NBA, the individual plays, or the week pass. If you want to use it on the season pass, it will work there as well. Of course, college basketball, NHL, any sport that you do, it just will not work on our 2-for-1 football pass, but it's already 50% off. That's why it won't work. So 2-for-1, both of our plays for the week, just $99. And of course, you want to get in because we're going to have a bunch of plays for championship week here in college football and the NFL. Make sure you get in just $99 at this link. Last and not least, YouTube premium level here at YouTube. It has been a heck of a run that we've had here for the last 12 months with YouTube premium since I came on board. I appreciate IC bringing me in and showing me the ropes, and hopefully we're giving back to you. This is how we give back, though. You get in a YouTube premium. We give you a ton of extra plays a day, about $3,000 worth of plays if you use that level 3 price at $49.99. But you can also get IC's level at level 2 or Lenny's level at level 1 if you just want to check us out. All right, guys, let's go NBA for tonight. Washington Wizards at the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia's favored by 13.5, total 235.5. Philly just one game above 500. I had to do a double take. I didn't realize they had fallen off since that hot start. What do you like?
Yeah, I mean, look, Philly is obviously really struggling right now. And, people were really high on Nick Nurse, if you remember. I don't know if that's so good anymore, right? You have Drummond here, who is listed as day-to-day. George is listed as day-to-day. Embiid is listed as out for this game. Washington, I've been high on Washington of late, right? You have a Washington team that beat the Bucks 129-126 last game, and they were 10-point dogs coming in. They had covered 3 out of the last 4. If you remember, I was pretty high on Washington when they faced Toronto, and I was a game behind. And they fell short in that game. And then the next game, they lost to the Bulls by 1, and then they covered against Atlanta and beat them outright, and then lost to the Pacers. Look, I got to take I know it's a big line here, but it kind of reminds me of the Hawks at the Pistons recently too. You have a Wizards team that lost to this team in overtime last time. There's no way they're going to overlook that. I do like the over in this game. I think, keep in mind that you have a Philadelphia team that gave up 142 points to Atlanta Hawks, right? And that was in double overtime. You have a Washington team that you think will not play well without Sar, but I also think that what happens is when a star player goes out, I've always said this, a team has a tendency to score a lot of points. They actually score more than what you expect. So even without Sar, guess what this Washington team did at home? They beat the Bucks outright, right? They had about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys score exceptionally well. When Sar comes back, they're going to be even better. I'm going to take the over, Craig. I think they can be an active dog here, and I think they can send this game over the posted total. That's what I think is probably going to happen. I think they have this game at around 240. Craig, the Blazers here are a 5-point dog against Toronto. It kind of reminds me of the Suns-Lakers game in which I took the scary game. I took the Suns plus the 5.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on all the great content we have here at Doc Sports.
So, Craig, keep in mind that Portland comes off. They almost beat Oklahoma City at home, right? Covering as 11.5-point dog, covering 4 of the last 6 games. What do you think happens here? You think they're able to bounce back after back-to-back losses to the Thunder and to the Spurs? Or do you think Toronto, coming off back-to-back losses, an ugly loss too to New York, 94-116 and 111-118, and yet they're not listed as a huge favorite here, which is also a bit of a surprise. I would think that if this team comes off such a bad loss, they would be they'd be listed as a better a favorite here. Let me check something real fast. I don't remember the last time.
RJ Barrett's out. That's the problem.
He is, but I don't remember the last time this team has lost 3 in a row. In fact, let me see. They have not. Oh, yeah, the beginning of the year, 24th to 29th, but they haven't lost 3 in a row since. So who do you like in this game?
Yeah, I mean, since RJ Barrett went out, it's really made it tough on this team because he kind of gives them something that they really don't have, an ability to get to the hoop late in clock situations, and he creates a lot of open shots for others. But they do play way better at home. Toronto's always been good at home, even when they didn't have the greatest teams. Going to Toronto, it's not like you have that circled on your calendar this time of the year. Like, not like when they go to LA or Miami. It's like, oh, great, man, we're getting a warm climate. I think this is the game they get right here. And Portland has just won, I think, one game in their last 7. I believe. And yes, they played the Thunder. They're the only team to beat the Thunder this year, FYI. So at their greatest, they're good. They won one of their last 8 games. Actually, they beat the Bucks when the Bucks were in that 7-game losing streak. They did beat the Warriors as well. But I think Toronto gets it done here. I see some 4.5s out there, so shop this around 4.5 or 5. I'm going to take Toronto here at home, even minus RJ Barrett. Next game, Minnesota Timberwolves at the Pelicans. Pelican just 1-9 in the last 10 games. I mean, really struggling, although they have covered a bunch, 6-4 in their last 10 against the spread. Timberwolves kind of need this game a little bit. I mean, they're just 6-4 in their last 10 games. They're only 12-8 on the year. Minnesota's favored by 9, total 234.5. What do you like?
Look, Minnesota, these two teams haven't met this year. Last time Minnesota faced them, they rocked them 134-93. It's pretty wild how bad the Pelicans have been, how okay New Orleans has been. You have an LSU team that's going out poaching coaches from Ole Miss, and then you have a Pelicans pro team there that just could care less about winning ball games, and they're called the Smoothie King Stadium. I mean, it's remarkable the different set of expectations you have within the same state. But Minnesota here coming off big wins against San Antonio and Boston. Injury-wise, Minnesota really doesn't have any injuries to report that much, whereas New Orleans, it just has, I tell you, the worst – the most incompetent person is probably the New Orleans medical staff. And Dejounte Murray's out. Jones is out. I mean, these are great players. Murray, Jones, Poole, Murphy Jr., Hawkins, Williamson. I mean, that itself is a starting 5 somewhere. I mean, it's a phenomenal.
Who would think Zion's the healthy one of this group?
I mean, it's such an amazing roster with such a terrible medical staff. It's just so sad. Minnesota did, beat San Antonio, beat Boston. New Orleans comes to this game losing to the Lakers, losing to the Warriors, but they actually played pretty well. Because they have so much talent on this team. It's just insane. You have Bay putting up 22 points. You have Queen, McGowan's. You have so many other guys. They shot 50% from the field that game. I think what happens here, I think the Pelicans probably get up for this game. I think that's the reason why it's +9. I'm going to take the Pelicans here. I think Minnesota comes off of, obviously, that big win against San Antonio and Boston. They can have a letdown, too. Keep in mind, Craig, they're going to play home and home, so I'm very interested to see what happens. Craig, the Grizzlies are a +5-point dog here against San Antonio. Grizzlies are 9-12. San Antonio is 13-6. San Antonio had 111-101 win last time they faced them, but the Grizzlies have been playing better, Craig. They're 9-12, believe it or not. They've covered 3 in a row now, beating the New Orleans, the Clippers, and the Kings. All big wins. 5 of the last 6 games they've covered. Spurs losing to Minnesota 112-125 last game. Who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't think you could probably ask many people to know that Memphis has won 5 of their last 6 games. Now, granted, they beat 2 teams that are struggling, Sacramento and the Clippers and the Pelicans. But, I mean, they hung right with Denver for most of that game, did lose by 10. Game before that, they beat Dallas and the Sacramento again. So they have taken care of business against teams they should beat. Now, can they step up here against a Spurs team that we know how talented they are? The Spurs team, of course, went to Denver, won to put them in the NBA Cup round of 8, right? So that was a really big win. I think that shows that even without Wemby, this team has super talented. Fox has kind of taken over leadership of this team. I think this is a game that maybe the Grizzlies just, they hit their, the top of their line. I think this is a super value here with the Spurs minus number. They did get Harper back, which is, if you haven't watched this kid, Harper, this is Ron Harper's son that used to play for the Bulls, remember? He was great at Rutgers last year. This dude is the reason why he was a top 3 pick. I mean, the guy is a stud. I think the Spurs take care of business here, -5. Next game, New York Knicks at the Boston Celtics. Knicks are favored by 1, total of 229.5. The Knicks are just 3-5 on the road and 2-6 against the spread. And Boston hasn't been as good at home like this year as we remember in years past, just 6-4. It's a coin flip here. What do you like?
Well, New York already beat them 105-95 last time. In fact, New York's won the last 2. New York's been playing pretty well, right? They beat Toronto. They covered against Toronto, too. With that Barrett loss, I guess they're struggling. They beat the Bucks, the Hornets, and the Nets. So they're sitting at 13-6. Boston, of course, beat Cleveland 117-115, and they've covered 4 in a row. But they've also won 3 of the last 4, so they are playing better. Injury-wise, you have White, who's listed as day-to-day. In New York, you have Shamet, who's still out, and Anunoby, who's still out. But that hasn't affected New York's ability to put up points, right? You saw Towns and Harge and Bridges and McBride and Brunson, and Clarkson coming off the bench. Outside of that, I don't think they're as good. So keep that in mind. In fact, you can say Toronto even has a deeper bench than New York for that matter. But when you go to Boston, that big win against Cleveland, Boston, of course, had 42 points from Pritchard. Can you believe how well Pritchard's playing? It's just insane. 42 points kind of reminds me of the Jeremy Lin situation, but 42 points in his last game, he went 15 for 22 in that contest for 6 for 11, which goes to show why they were high on Pritchard from the beginning. You have Brown here who had 19 points. Pritchard had almost 3 times as many points as Brown did, 2.5 times as many points as Brown did in that game. And then you have Walsh, Hauser, and Tillman, just a bunch of random guys that are playing. I think the Knicks probably get it done again. There's too much talent on the Knicks versus the Boston side, but it's hard for me to go against Boston as well. They're playing so feisty right now. But I will take a lean on the Knicks. I actually think this game goes under the posted total too. I think that when the Celtics do well at home, they typically play under. So a small lean on the Knicks, then another small lean on the under. Don't forget, free $60 worth of free premium selections, docsports.com/ICCT. If you want to try us out, that is the best way. Free $60 worth of premium selections. You try Craig and I out, and you get our premium selections and our fantastic analysis piped in there. Craig, the Warriors are a 12-point dog to these Thunder. The Thunder won 126-102. I mean, maybe Golden State gets revenge, but what a massive line here. By the way, isn't it ironic that the Thunder get to play the team they're trying to beat the best season of, right? And they're 20-1 right now. And they played like dog poop because they were looking ahead to this game, right? It's the past versus the present being, or in the future for that matter. Oklahoma City did come back to win that game, but they failed to cover. They failed to cover the last 3 for that matter. That was a game where Portland was up by 6 points, I think, going into the fourth quarter. Golden State, of course, comes into this game beating the Pelicans 104-96, but they also didn't particularly play well. They ended up winning by 8, and they needed a 7-point excess fourth quarter, 31-24. So they were only up by 1 going into the fourth quarter. What do you think happens here? Wild game. The total slated at ready for this? 221.
The key is no Steph Curry. This team has struggled without Steph Curry. Obviously, as good a player as he is, but you kind of look at the talent on this team. Also, no Horford tonight as well, so that's a key depth guy on a team that's missing Hartenstein. You're like, oh well, maybe no. This team is so loaded. Oklahoma City, they just plug and play. That is not how the Warriors play. They'd like to play like that. It's just they don't have the depth there. When Steph Curry's not there, everything's built around him. They have a couple bad quarters, and all of a sudden they're not the biggest team. They don't get easy baskets, without Steph Curry. With him, of course they do. I think you take the points. They also played earlier this year. I think it was 24-point win at Oklahoma City. Like you said, I think Oklahoma City kind of sends a message like, we're coming for your record, and we're going to blow you out in California to send the message as well. Give me the Thunder minus the points. I don't often lay double digits on the road. I just think it's a bad spot for a Warriors team that's really, really banged up right now. All right, so that's all the NBA plays for today. Don't forget, if you want in our top plays, very simple. Use that promo code 10% off present 10. I see you going to probably have either a college basketball or NBA, so you just go to the grid. You use that on whatever
I'll have a top 10 college ball tomorrow.
So, you use that on the top. You can get a day pass for $30, so it'll be $27, or you can get the week pass for any of the hoops for $89 because it's 10% off. You can use that on either one of us or both, and this is good all the way up through Monday of next week. So make sure you write that in. You don't miss out. And then don't forget 2-for-1 football pass. It won't work on this because it's already 50% off. DocSports.com/Craig Arun, and our premium level here at YouTube. 3 different levels. You get in all 3 if you get on level 3 for $49.99. Use the link in the description to purchase, and thank us later.